Hey everybody, my name is David Franklin. I'm a new licensed real estate agent in California. I recently just took my test about 3 months ago. I passed it on the first time. I didn't think I was going to pass it by the way that I was failing my practice tests. As a matter of fact, I have a couple here. As you can see, got an F on one. Got a 97 out of 150. Don't know if that would pass you, but I didn't think it was good because I set a high standard for myself. And I got a 55 out of 75, which is a 73%. Not bad. But I didn't feel like I was going to do well. And what do you know? I actually passed the test on the first try. And I'm actually going to show you how I did it. I'm going to show you what you need to study. It's really fairly easy to do. All you have to do is really read the books and study your definitions. If you do that, I think you'll be okay. But I don't want to just tell you guys what to do and you guys read and don't know what you're reading. I have still some of my notes here that I've done and also some of my tests that I did. But before I show you all of that, which will be in the description, I will upload a photo of all of my notes and even some of the things I highlighted in the book, and that might be very beneficial to you guys. First thing you have to do, as some of you might know, is take a class either online or at college or in person, and it has to be the real estate principles, real estate practice, and a third elective. I chose legal aspects of real estate. Now, I did get these with First Tuesday. Great company, great tests, great exams, great quizzes. Their software was amazing. I had no problems with it. And what I really liked about First Tuesday is that the tests at the end of the practice book, the test prep practice book, were really hard. In fact, I have some of my old tests here, and you can see I used to do half in the morning and then half at night. I would do 75 in the morning and then 75 at night for a total of 150. See, 33 out of 74. That was an F. Second one, I got 97 out of 150. You can do the math on that one. And then on my last one, I got 55 out of 75, which was a 73, which was not bad. But needless to say, they weren't the best grade. And I honestly didn't think I was going to pass the first time. But those tests were hard, which gave me an extra boost when I took the real California exam. And those at least really helped me. So again, there'll be a link in the description on how you can view my notes and view the highlighted parts of what I think that you should study to pass this California real estate exam. What I definitely recommend also is definitely writing a definitions piece of paper so that you can always refer back to it. With real estate, you kind of want to make it in your own words, or else you'll get lost in a bunch of tricky wording, and you won't know what is what. The difference between escheat and police power, or for example, you might not know that. But those are definitely two things that you actually have to study for the real estate exam. Write your definitions down, because you're able to put it in your own words, like I previously mentioned. And when you put it in your own words, you could talk to it how you would talk to it if you were talking to a client or if you were talking to your broker. you would be able to relay back what you learned from your vocabulary to the professional world. And that just gives you a little bit of an edge over the people who forgot about it or didn't know it. So definitely write down a vocabulary worksheet and study those vocabulary words in your own words. Obviously, make sure that they are the right definitions for each of them, but definitely write down your own vocabulary. That really helped me out. The big book, Real Estate Principles. Now, with Real Estate Principles, what I would definitely recommend is, and if you don't have First Tuesday, it's okay. Whatever Real Estate Principles that you have is obviously going to work and should aid you in passing the test. You cannot just pass the test reading just one book. Let me stress that now. You cannot pass the test reading just one book. You have to read all three. Now, of course, I know life can get, wild. You might have a lot of stuff going, but you could take maybe 5 to 10 minutes out of your day to just skim through the book. Or if you are a big reader, I would definitely recommend reading through it. And I'm a college student too. I did this while I was full-time working, and I also was a full-time student. And I still managed to study real estate and get it going for myself because I saw a future in it. And I think that's what motivated me the most. So make sure you have some type of outside motivation on why you're doing this. If you can't figure it out why you're doing this, then don't do it. It's that simple. There's a lot of other great professions out there, but real estate is one that you have to be dedicated for. If you're not dedicated, you will not make the commission. It's that simple. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. Legal aspects of real estate, this is the elective. With this one, I honestly just studied the cases because there was only about one case on the test. I cannot remember the case, but if I see it while I am highlighting the stuff for you guys to study, I will definitely highlight it and tell you that that is going to be on the test. You will see asterisks on the things that are going to be on the test. Like I said, I was a full-time student and a full-time worker, all the while studying real estate. And having my own apartment and a lot of things going for me, but I still managed to do it. But the way I did it, and I'm going to be honest, I did kind of skim through most of the legal aspects of real estate, the practice and the principles. I did do that. But what I did also do is really study the test prep book. That was the key for me. I studied the test prep book in and out. Like I did every single page. I even did the math. There was no math on my test, everybody. There was no math at all. So you don't have to worry about that. Obviously do a couple problems, and if you get it, great. If you don't get it, don't stress out over it, but maybe learn how to do it. Just have it in the back of your mind. But again, no math on my test. So I did skim over it. I did skim over most of the books, but I definitely studied the test prep. Test prep was key. So you'll read a page. Now this is only with First Tuesday Real Estate Company, but you'll read through one page. Just have one page where you read through some definitions and tells you a little bit more about what you're learning. And then at the bottom, about 2-3 lines, there's going to be a couple questions that you need to know. It's about 3 questions, and I would always try to get 2 out of 3 or higher, of course. Sometimes I did get 3 out of 3, sometimes I got 1 out of 3, sometimes I didn't get any. But I didn't get discouraged because I knew all of this stuff was going to come back to me in the test prep. And if I were to get it now, then I'll just get it in the test prep. So you read through one page, you take a quick little mini exam of 3 questions and a mini test of 3 questions, and then you'll go on to the next page. And that's what I did. And it honestly made it more easier, because it felt like I was only reading through one page and finishing up and taking the exam, and it kind of did something to my mental state. Like, it kind of made me say, okay, well, I'm almost done with this page, that's easy, and then I'll go on to the next page, and before you know it, I would do at least 20 pages, and which is what, 60 exam questions, stuff that you'll kind of see on the exam. So you're retaining information by reading, you're comprehending, and you're also taking a test to test your comprehension, and you'll end up doing great on the exam if you're able to hit these just 3 questions on each page. It seemed pretty simple to me. Now, everyone studies different. I can't stress that enough. So do not think that by me saying, do the questions and do that and do this and do that I'm saying be robotic. I'm not saying that at all. I need you guys to figure out how it's going to work for you. I'm just letting you guys know a couple steps that you should be taking or can take in order to ensure that you pass this test. But there are some ways that can benefit you, like taking these 3 questions after each page. I think that'll help a lot. After your 20 pages, after you're done with all of your work, take a break. Definitely take a break. I don't care how you study or who you study with. Taking a break is key. It frees your mind. Maybe get something to eat. You feel better about yourself when you take a break. I don't care how you study. It's proven that taking a break during studying, maybe about 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you're comfortable with, taking a break is key. If you do not take a break, you'll feel overloaded, you'll feel stressed, you won't want to do it, and it'll just be all bad for you. And you might not pass the test because of it. I think that's it. That's all I can think of for the first Tuesday test exam prep. Again, I'm gonna highlight some notes for you guys. It's gonna be in the description, and that will be key into ensuring your success passing the real estate exam on the first time. Now, you gotta be motivated. You gotta be ready for this, because you have to study. You can't just go in there, thinking you're not gonna pass this. You gotta study. That's just what you gotta do. Whether you're a full-time student, full-time worker, got 5 kids, whatever. Figure out some time in the day to study. To study these exam questions, to study the test prep, to study your flashcards, your notes, your vocabulary. That I definitely recommend. If you missed it, definitely write a vocabulary definitions worksheet down in your own words. Definitely write that down. Definitely be prepared. I'm also, in my next video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to actually take the exam. What to do when you are sitting at your exam right in front of you on the computer. What to actually do. I'm going to tell you what they give you. I'm going to tell you what to look out for. And I'm going to tell you how to, again, pass the California real estate exam on the first time. Thank you.